Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Yusril, the game is Hearthstone, and welcome to another random deco fail. Gonna run a new deck today. I'm bored, so we're gonna go with a priest. Yes, I know I haven't got all the basic cards for this. It's a little bit awkward, but who cares? Anyhow, let's start with the basics. We'll have a couple of Northshire clerics, because those are the single most irritating early game cards in existence. And of course, Power World Shield as well, because that is a cheap and effective way of both ramping up a deck and boosting up a minion. Inner Fire likewise can turn an otherwise ordinary tank like, say, a Mega-Minion Warden into an absolute horror, and likewise Divine Spirit can do horrible, horrible things. So, we'll also have a couple of Holy Smites for direct damage. So far, so good. We've covered the cheap stuff. Lightwell, likewise. And what else could we go for? A couple of Temple Enforcers and a Holy Fire, just as a high-end mid to end game nuke stroke boost. Right, what else? Shadow Word Pain is a useful little tank killer in the early to mid game, and we will leave the Shadow form in back for the moment. Let's bring up the generic deck. Right, what are my options? Angry Chicken's an interesting one, because of course normally this card is a joke, but remember we have Power Word Shield, we can boost it up a bit. So that is potentially interesting. If nothing else, it'll be funny. So let's pull those guys out. What else? A couple of shield bearers. Likewise, again, we hit these guys with Divine Spirit, and then Inner Fire. Those are going to turn into some very nasty 8/8 taunts. Could go for them. Could also break out... Well, I've been on the receiving end of Knife Juggler a few times, but it's one of those cards that either works or goes horribly wrong. Oh yes, of course, the Mega-Minion Dubreeze. Where did he go? He's around here somewhere. There we are, Mega-Minion Warden. Two of those again, boost them up, they're going to turn into nightmares. Also, Ascension Shieldmasters, because hey, why not? And... who else could we go for? I tend to prefer the cheap stuff. A couple of Raid Leaders for the boost, a couple of Shattered Sun Clerics likewise. Now let's look at endgame stuff. So, the Core Hound is a straight-up 9/5. You must be kidding me, but that doesn't really help very much. Stormwind Champions, actually better than the War Golem, despite the fact that they're the same cost, because that has the synergies. If you've got other stuff on the board, the Stormwind Champions are awkward to deal with. Could go for Gelbin, but let's face it, he is one of those cards that either works or goes horribly. Screw it, let's just go for him, because why not? Lots of good reasons why not, in fact, not the least of which the fact that if he summons something horrid, it's going to backfire on me very, very quickly. 2 cards left to pick. Alright, well, I suppose I could go for the Gurubashi Berserkers. I mean, I could almost immediately ramp those up to something horrible, but... What else? What does my curve look like at the moment? Fairly even. I'm a bit weak about turn 5. Oasis Snapjaws, again, you can very easily turn those into 7/7s or even 14/14s with the right cards. But I can pull that trick with the Mega-Minion Wardens anyway, and they get taunt on top, making them very, very nasty indeed. So... what am I missing? Numbers, I think. I need some additional options. Well, I've been on the receiving end of this lady a few times, and I've got her stashed somewhere. There we go, an Imp Master for 1. We'll see if she actually survives long enough. And then... Emperor Cobra's an interesting choice as a sniper, basically because of that destroy any minion option. Or we could go for the Sun Fury Protector, which gives some interesting possibilities by giving adjacent minions taunt. On the other hand, most of my minions have taunt anyway, or at least the heavies do. So that's not necessarily a great choice. The Mad Bomber's a bit too unpredictable. The Swordsmith could get interesting. That's just a generic summon, but would be curious. Whenever you cast a spell, gain plus attack. So basically I can keep ramping it up into a 3-3, can't I? What else? Let's just pull in a Light Warden. Now, she could be interesting because whenever characters heal, gain plus attack. So it's a priest. This is heavy on the healing. We'll have to see how this goes. Right! This deck is spectacularly ill thought through. It is going to go horribly wrong. Let's see what happens. Back and play. Custom Priest and play ranked. Unleash the angry chicken. Also, spin the fruit machine dial. Here we go. Worthy opponent. Also, fiscally responsible mime. Well,
Anduin versus Jaina.
I suppose fiscally irresponsible ones don't really have many options. Okay, so Northshire Cleric as an opener. That's simple enough. Power Word Shield, Ditto. Raid Leader will allow me to ramp up into the mid-game. Temple Enforcer, let's switch that one and then go. So what do we have? Shadow Word Pain. Excellent. So that gives me a quick kill if he pulls out something interesting. And then we can just pull out the Cleric on turn 1 and it'll probably survive unless he somehow has a 2-1 at his disposal with charge. Could get messy, but what the hell. Let's see what he does. She does. It does. Who cares? It's a mage. Now, are we going to go? Yeah, we just have a generic. Okay, so pull out the North Cleric. Standard priest opener. You know what's coming. Unless he has something that can whack it off in one turn, I'm just going to start abusing that to ramp up my deck. Right. Like so. Well, that's a mistake, matey boy. On the other hand, it does mean I have to start healing. Right, so... I can heal it, of course, but that does mean I would have to sacrifice it. Mind you, I don't really have any other good options, so let's just go for the generic and ramp the deck up a bit further. Holy Smite, excellent, another low mana opener. Oh, and punch in the face. So, let's see what you do next turn, mate. You need some way of killing that, and you know it. Oh dear, are you being card-starved? Right. Apparently not. Okay, now he could go for a one-turn kill on that. So... Shattered Sun Cleric will take me up to... will take it up to 2-3 and then allow me to get the kill in. But I will burn all my mana in the process, or I could go for a Holy Smite and just knock it off. And grab the heal again. Shadow Word Pain's overkill at this point. That's better saved for a taunt. Okay. No, I think we are just going to pull out a Holy Smite, which is slight overkill. And then break out the heal again.
Right away.
And Spectre yes! I was hoping we'd get that. Right, Mogashan Warlord. Sorry, Mokshan Warrior, not Warden. I'll remember my cards are called at some point. So, right, we're banking into turn 4. Now, at this point I really want the double health option. So I can keep things going for the moment. Okay, there's a rapid ramp on his deck. He is card-starved, at least as badly as I am. However, Iceland's okay, that's... I mean, really, you're freezing me. Why? Why would you do that? Right, so let's get the Warden onto the board. then really I need to hang on to it until I get the double health option. However, for the moment, let's get the Mogashan the Warden out
Right away.
and just slap her in the face again. Next, right, now. There are going to be 2 polymorphs in that deck. It's a mage. Come on, you know it's going to happen. No one sensible deploys something like that without at least one way of getting rid of an awkward opponent. That's his second arcane intellect gone, so he's ramped his deck as far as he can. Don't have to worry about polymorph this turn, but he's probably scouring his deck as fast as he can. Right, okay. Options, options, options. So I can pull out Raid Leader, Power Word Shield, and Inner Fire. That will get his attention very, very quickly. So, solid, let's do it. Shatter Sun Cleric, boost the Warden. Okay. Then pull out Power Word Shield. Oh, now it comes up. Right. I am going to... Oh dear. If I coin on this, it's going to give me a ridiculous option. If there's a polymorph in that deck, no, I am not going to blow my hand just in. If he sees that double up, he's going to suspect in a fire and just go for the sheep. He'll probably just go for the sheep anyway, but I'm going to hold this in reserve for a bit. No! No polymorph! Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Oh, this is going to be fun. Oh, how I have wanted to do this. Okay, fine. That just gives me the option. I can heal up easily enough. So, double A minion's health. I need to think about the sequence I do this. I'm sorry, I'm trying not to engage in the evil laughter at this point. So, double a minion's health. I need to heal it first. Like so. That takes me to 4. Gets it back to 10, gives me the raid attack. Divine Spirit doubles it up to 20. Inner Fire.
I can't do that.
Right away.
Hi there. I hope you've got polymorph, mate. Oh dear. You haven't got polymorph in your deck, have you? Oh yes, you have. If you haven't, you're probably wishing you had. This is why you always have a sheep in the deck. Okay, that's a Frost Nova. That's not a wild surprise.
I am master of magics.
Can't do that, mate. You've got to go for the suicide run. Right, and... oh, what the hell, let's go for the kill. Oh dear, that was sick. That was completely sick. If this doesn't get Inner Fire nerfed to just be changing it attack values to the base value of the target card, I don't know what will. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Holy Nova, restore health. Oh, wow. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, let's go for another one. Why not? Because I want to get these 2 quests done as well. Oh, dear. That was distinctly evil. I won't get that kind of luck again. Watch me get completely destroyed in this game. Ugh. Forget revving up the Gurabashi. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Oh dear. It's very much a one gimmick deck, but what a gimmick! Okay, mirror match. Let's see what happens. Okay. Right, so I don't really want any of those. Let's go for the mulligan on all 3. See how fast this goes downhill. What do I have? Divine Spirit, perfect, perfect, perfect! Oh, excellent! Unfortunately, I now need a Morgashon, and I need to hunker down for several turns. Or end turn there, just keep the Holy Smite in reserve. Stop him building his deck.
Is someone injured?
Oh, what a surprise! A Northshire Cleric. There.
Is someone
No.
injured?
Right, okay. You are going. I don't care that this is a waste of a card. You are going.
Oh,
I'm sorry, you are not having those clerics out any longer than I can tolerate it. That's just the way of the world. Unfortunately, it does leave him with board initiative at this point. Right, so I have my own cleric at this stage. Now, I could pull out a Holy Smite and just wipe the Novice Engineer, but let's face it, that is slightly awkward. But let's get the own deck ramp out into play, and should I waste the Smite on that? If he's got Charge or Holy Smite in his own back pocket, then that could be awkward. So we will hang on to things for the moment. That could be a mistake. I should probably have sniped the incoming damage. On the other hand, if he pulls out something like a 3-2, which is possible if he gets something like a Raptor at this stage, I'm going to regret not having it. However, that's the mutual heal, so we're both going to be ramping up our decks as best we can. I also get my second Holy Smite because, of course, heal doesn't care. Okay, so that's now a 1-5. Fine. Now this is interesting because we are both going to be pulling up our own little tricks and traps. So, let's pull in my own heal. Perfect. That's the card I was waiting for. I'm not sure what he's got, but who cares? And while we're at it, we will smite his goblin because we have a spare card. Just get the incoming damage gone, and then go for the beatdown. Now it's worth noting the description, whenever a minion is healed, it doesn't apply to healing on main characters. However, we are accelerating each other's decks, so this could get quite interesting. Now, is that going to be a Shadow Word Pain? Yes, it is. Doesn't matter, I have the card I was chasing. However, you have got a second one. That comes his second Engineer. Okay, options, options, options. Right, we will get rid of your second Cleric, because I don't want that running around any longer than I have to. Now, at this point, the Angry Chicken's a waste, because he will just fry it. So, we will let the deck sit for a bit. Mogashon Warden next turn, I think, and then we will begin the beatdown. Okay, so out comes the Lightspawn. Right, okay, so we will pull out the Mogashon Warden for starters, and deliver a Holy Smite. This is awkward. I'm going to pull out the Power Word Shield now, just make it look like a standard buff approach. And then we'll pull out the Holy Smite and zap that, purely because I don't want to chance the fact that he can take it down easy. He'll probably pull out a Power Word Dubri, whatever it is, I forget. The one that... Shadow Word Pain, my apologies. Yep, here we go. Okay, now that's interesting. 1-7, and... he's got a 7-7. Okay, right. That card is now nasty. That has got to go. Unfortunately, I do not have an option that really allows me to deal with it at this point. So I may have to accept that I have left myself in a rather bad position here. I can, of course, just keep healing.
I wonder.
But he will begin to just smack down my other cards. He's now going to be doing 10 damage a turn. I need some way of controlling that light spawn. Which is not particularly practical. This is awkward. This is really, really awkward. I need to shut down that light spawn long enough to get a warden out and amped up.
Are lost.
Oh, crap. Okay. Right, if I blitz out 2 raid leaders and a Lightwell...
Must consider.
Yes. Raid leader. Raid leader. Angry Chicken won't survive the turn, but I need to soak up rather a lot of damage anyway. I've lost anyway. He can do 18 damage just on his mobs, but... So, really, I have got to do a heal at this stage. And just hope for the best. That is going to leave me on 2 points. If he's got a Holy Smite in his deck, I am toast. What's coming here? Oh, great, a Faceless Manipulator. Terrific! Okay, this is going to hurt so very, very badly. I am dead. That's 714. Yeah, if he's got Holy Smite in his background. No, he doesn't, unfortunately, depending on what he's copying. Well, none of that's good. If I'm lucky, he's just wondering what I've got with an Angry Chicken in my hand. Okay, right, so I am going to have to come up with a few options. In this case, we are going to go for the suicide option. So, Power Word Shield. There we go. Right, so, Divine Spirit. Divine Spirit. Inner Fire. And just for giggles, we'll pull out the Lightwell as well, although I don't think it's going to help. Now, we need to start getting rid of some of these options. So, at this point... Okay, so we will take out that one, and we'll get rid of his trade-off there as well. And then we'll just pull out the Angry Chicken on the hope that he ignores it. Right, let's see where the Lightwell goes. Hopefully it'll trigger. No, it won't. However, he can wipe it in one turn. That's going to be a Shadow Word Death, isn't it? You can't leave that on the map. And that's my principal attack down the drain, unfortunately. Of course, now he pulls out Divine Spirit. And just beats me in the face anyway. Now, why didn't he go for the kill?
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
Because he's pulling a Mega-Minion deck as well. Right, okay, so we will pull out the Taunt. We will pull out the Angry Chicken, just because we can, and then we will run the Angry Chicken into the Cleric, but thereby amping it up. Right, okay, I'm dead. That's the simple truth of it. Now that's just being insulting. Git. Oh well, nicely played. Both of us were playing Mega Mob decks and he just got there quicker than I did. Well, let's try it again. 1 out of 2 is better than I usually get, and you never know, I might be able to get out of Angry Chicken rank by the end of this. So how did that go wrong? Basically, he was able to neutralise the Mogushan Warden very quickly. Shadow Word Death is a uniquely placed killer like that, although there are other cards like Polymorph that will rapidly neutralise a high-powered card for very low cost. I just don't think a Druid's got any of them, so let's see what we have. Okay, I have got 2 Lightwells. Well, let's dump one of them, and let's keep the Chicken as a joke card, so he doesn't quite understand what's going on. We'll mulligan one of the Lightwells. And we get Ascension Shieldmaster. Well, that could be worse. So, how frustrating can we get? Yes, I thought so. We will pull out the angry chicken! Because we can. And because it's likely going to have him wondering what the hell's going on with my deck. Answer, power word, shield, and then run it into something with one attack. And he just goes for the kill. One of these days, I'll remember what the hell a druid's power does. Okay, well, we have a Lightwell. And I'll do what I should have done last turn, namely, pull out a Lightwell. There we go. Let's see you beat on that for a few turns, mate. Also, it's very tempting to just slap in a fire onto it. Actually...
I hope you like my invention.
An aggressive Lightwell. Amp her up. Because I can pull this stunt later on. Hi there. Now, what have you got, I wonder? Well, we'll start by just smacking you down, because let's face it, it'll just heal up at the end of the turn. Restore 3 health to a damage-friendly character. Come on! Come on! Come on! There we go. Thank you! Right. Okay. We shall pull out the Senjin just to get some tanking in place. And then we'll smack another raptor in the face. Because we can. Tempting to pull out the angry chicken using the coin, but that seems like a waste at this stage. An aggressive Lightwell. Hadn't actually thought of that. That was spur of the moment, but it's turning into an effective little early to mid-game card. Right, what are you going to do? You're going to go straight for the kill on my tank. Well, that's a straight exchange. However, my Lightwell will now pick up and heal me. Like so. So, where do we go from here? A second Lightwell, I think. Just to get the overlap running. And a raid leader. And begin to administer the beating. Again, could coin through the angry chicken, but again, doesn't seem much point. Now, what are your options? Trade for the raid leader, most likely. Because you can't kill the Uber well very effectively, so we shall see where this takes us.
I wonder.
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
Still can't kill the Uber well. It's not going to help you, mate, unless you can kill it off in one turn. It's simply going to heal everything you do to it. Well, I don't know why you did that. Unless you've got something in reserve that allows you to do 2 damage. Oh, who am I kidding? He's got something in reserve that allows him to do 2 damage. On the other hand, that is just going to be a straight 6 damage to him, so perhaps I shouldn't care too much. I did get plenty of utility out of it. Now, where's that going to take us? 3-2 summon, I suspect. Fair enough. Right, so, options. Well, I can Shadow Word Pain and just clear the board. And in fact, yes, that seems like the way to go. So, we shall Holy Smite there. We shall Shadow Word Pain there. We shall pull out the angry chicken, and then we shall proceed to start smacking him in the face. And because I don't think I have anything that can be healed, we'll end turn there. Still don't have my Northshire Clerics, so I've been a little unlucky on the deck there. This isn't ramping up nearly as fast as it could have done, but I did get plenty of mileage out of that Lightwell, so let's see what follows.
Locked and loaded.
Just going for the beatdown on the raid leader. That neutralises my Lightwell's attack abilities as well. Okay, doesn't really matter anymore because I now have the Mega-Minion Warden in play. Smack in the face. And nothing I can do with the coin at this point. Right, healing touch, well... that does neutralise a good chunk of my options. Oh dear, where's my Shadow Word Pain? This is why I had Shadow Word Pain. This is awkward. Right, well, the Light Wall just neutralises that for me. Handy.
Sorry about that.
Okay, so we will pull out the Light Warden. We'll also pull out the Mega-Minion. Smack him in the face. Let's do that, and then we will coin up this turn. Heal it, boost the Light Warden, and then chicken to the face. Macaulay. Alright. Now, are you going to... Okay, right. The pain begins. Well, unfortunately, I can neutralise a good chunk of this without too much difficulty. Okay, so... Lightwell heals me again. Right, okay. We'll pull out the Temple Enforcer straight off. Just to make sure that goes, and because I don't particularly want that getting any tougher than it already is, then we'll heal it up. That then lets me do a trade on the other Gurubashi Berserker to get rid of it. But let's pull out Gelbin first, see what happens. What am I going to get? The Emboldener 3000... Okay, right, that Gurubashi has got to go. I don't care if it's a trade, it is too dangerous to live in that state, so... Now we'll just... chicken to the face. Right, who's going to get emboldened? Nobody, it would seem. Right, so he's going to just go there, get the Enrage, out comes Healing Touch. Packing himself up. Well, at least that's his healing more or less gone. I have to wonder what else he's got available in his deck. Okay, the Lightwell's patched up the Temple Warden. Shouldn't that have done something? At the end of your turn, give a enemy... Oh, right, I see. 1-1-1-1. Okay, Oh, the Emboldener did work. It hit the Lightwell. Right, so... We will... pull out the Shattered Sun Cleric and just boost his up a bit. Then we'll smack Oldemani in the face, heal him up. And while we're at it, just quietly crush, kill, and destroy here. So, smack in the face from Gelbin, smack in the face from the Lightwell, and smack in the face from the chicken. This is a reasonably solid situation, even if it's not going quite the way I intended to. And, oh look, the chicken has ramped up to 2-2, so I could potentially abuse that. Okay, so where's that coming from? Oh, you fool! My chicken has ramped up! Now, death by chicken. Something important did fall over there, but I'm not sure what it was. Okay, and the Northshire Cleric comes in, so we'll pull that out, just start ramping up the deck, also ramp up the chicken again. Shadow Word Pain, well, I've got that in reserve, and he's conceded. And of course I accidentally cancelled the Enrage on the chicken. That should have been noted. Fortunately, he gave up before he realised my mistake. Next reward, Shadow Word Death. Excellent. Well, we'll leave that as it stands. Just quietly pick up the gold. Lots of gold. And there we shall leave it, ladies and gentlemen. It could be worse. Total dominance. I think that's what we'll go for the next quest, but that is for another video. Ladies and gentlemen, I have been Yusril. That has been the Priest Mega-Minion deck. Not exactly as sucky as I thought it was going to be, and I'll see you next time.